Johnny Boy Boxing at Fight Hype. I had a question for you about Kambosos. He recently called you a woman. Do you like him personally or on a professional level? I mean, what do you feel about that? What are your thoughts?
I didn't see that. I see the headline though when he said I'm a woman. I don't know, but
Is it business or?
I mean, just now we was in a room and they asked me if do we dislike me. He said it was business. With me, it's always business for me. I don't take none of this personal. I don't dislike any fighter. I don't know him as a man. He's all the way over there across the pond, so there's no way I could dislike somebody that's never, I never came across or walk along the same path with. So, I said what I said about Devin Haney resume, and I kind of called him a bum. And from that, we started going back and forth, and it just so happened that he's the guy that I'm in the ring with after winning my world title. So I think that I get to shut whatever me and him got going on, rehash that out in the ring, and just show that I'm on a different type of level. You know what I'm saying? So this right here performance, it's about a lot of things. It's bigger than just the homecoming. It's bigger than Judge Kambosos.
Do you want to punish him or you want to go for the knockout?
I do believe I will get him. I do believe I'm gonna get him out of there. I do believe I'm gonna dominate him and impose my skill and my just my dominance on him. But my narrative is not to sell myself as this knockout artist or this guy that knocks people out. I'm one of the best pair boxers in the sport, and we don't know how long. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm in the levels with the Terrence Crawford, Shakur Stevensons, and that type of class. The guys that's really is pairs to the sport. So I feel like I'm gonna dominate him and show him that's levels to boxing. However it comes, whether I choose to beat him up or whether I choose to give him a master class.
Do you think it'll be an easy fight or it'll be a tough fight?
I mean, at this level, you never know, especially when you're fighting me. A lot of guys say I don't have a big name, but I talk a lot, and people wake up for some reason when they fight me. Like I just told you, George Kambosos, when Lemos fought me, he came in damn near 2-3 pounds underweight. When he fought that another weight class, he came in damn near 8 pounds overweight. So it just showed like how these fighters are when they're in camp. George Kambosos, he's woken up for this fight. So he's been at the championship level. He fought guys that he was hungry to get the victory over. So I can't fall asleep. So yeah.
So Miss Boxing Baby, hey doing? What's going on? So you beat him in June. What you trying to show the boxing world at 140? Like what you want everybody to be on notice with you after him?
I don't think it's nothing about being on notice. I think I'm gonna keep saying it again. I already showed everybody what I'm capable of as far as like the grit, the heart, what it takes. I'm not beating. I didn't get to get my hands on everybody, but Liam Parrott, this is a fight that all the media had me written off. They said I was gonna lose. The odds was against me. Everybody was saying Parrott beat the boogeyman. Beat Parrott fairly easy. I showed he was nowhere near my level. I kept saying I'm on a whole different level. People just thought I was talking. I was telling Parrott in his face, you a bum, you a bum, you a bum. When I say you a bum, it's not that he's literally a bum. He's just not on my level. So I feel like I'm gonna just keep showing the boxing world that I'm better than the guys I'm saying I'm better. I'm better than Devin Haney. I'm better than Teofimo. It's the reason why I keep talking. So it's just about trying to just like I try to tell you guys I'm coming, and it's like now you guys are finally here. I told you guys I was gonna be sitting here in front of me. I told these guys I was gonna be sitting here in front of me, and y'all gonna be interested in me. I told these guys I'm on this type of level, and the media, the ones who knew, they were saying, okay, Rick Hitchens is good, but he still gotta prove himself. But all the fights they say I gotta prove myself. I'm dominating guys like Zepeda, but it's boring. 12-0. I'm beating guys like Liam Parrott, and still the question is, he can't beat Matias, but I beat the guy that beat Matias, or he still gotta prove more. So it's just keep doing what I'm doing.
Drew Titan, is there any pressure fighting at home? Do you feel any pressure at all?
I think that with George Kambosos, his game plan is he feel like it's pressure fighting at home, and it's pressure like to please my fans. I can give a fuck about anybody. My job is to go out there and get the victory, put on a master class. I'm not letting nobody trick me on my spot. I'm not letting no big moment trick me on the spot, or whatever that me and George Kambosos trick me on the spot. However I gotta get the victory, I'm gonna get the victory.
Ken, a lot of Andre Gomes calling that boxing. A lot of people are comparing this fight stylistically to Kambosos with Devin. Do you feel there's a good opportunity for you to show the world, to prove to the world that you're better than Devin Haney with a performance over Kambosos?
I mean, he fought a Devin Haney that was, Devin was much younger, much not as mature in his career. I don't think that Devin really fought to a fight of that magnitude. And I feel like, both him and George Kambosos probably was different fighters at the time. You know, George Kambosos was probably at the best of his career at that time, and Devin was probably, you know, approaching the best of Devin Haney at that time. So I think that I can't say I'm better than Devin Haney just off that performance. That's just something internal that I feel. So I think that we don't know. George Kambosos came off a big win before the Devin Haney win. He beat Lomachenko. It was talks of him not really being as focused, not being hungry in the gym. It's just a lot. So I just feel like I'm just levels above a lot of these guys. So it's just to prove that I got more in my arsenal than Devin Haney. I'm a better fighter than Devin Haney. So it's just like, you know.
You was on the AB Boxing News. From seeing the loss to Lomachenko, right? And you being a complete boxing puncher that you are, did you take anything away from that fight, like seeing Lomachenko forward, and then you show that you also have forward as well? You counter punch, you display different skill set.
This is a guy that was at 135 for a minute. You know, he fought at 135 for a while. The weight could have been different. They fought for the IBF. I know personally with the IBF, if you don't really know how to do that, it can play a part. But like I said, George Kambosos showed different wrinkles. He showed he's been down to a body shot, been down to a headshot. Never showed I've been down to a body shot, headshot. So overall, I just think I'm just more of a fighter, more gritty than him. So he's gonna have to come in here and try to show me something I've never experienced.
Saquon Jones with the boxing voice. I was in the crowd last Friday when you were yelling at Tio. You yelling at Tio sort of in that environment makes me believe that you really want that fight. But are you kind of overlooking George by yelling out for Tio while you're doing post press?
I don't overlook nobody, especially at this top level with this much on the line, legacy. You know, obviously being able to take care of my family and, you know, try to secure my future. I don't overlook nobody because any slip up could take it all away from me, and I have to start back and try to get a big fight. So I don't overlook nobody. George Kambosos is a man with nothing to lose. He's a man that's coming to, you know, spoil the party. He's done it before. He took away guys' big paydays before. So I'm not overlooking George Kambosos. But Teofimo is a fight that I do want. I think that for me, looking as a boxing fan, I think me and Teofimo is a fight that will make boxing lit. Like, it's two young guys, some New York champion. It's like, that's lit. Like, that's a fight. That's a fun fight. That's like what the sport needs. You know, I think he's trying to go up to fight Boots Ennis, but it makes sense as far as name, but it's not. The realistic of it is like Boots is way bigger. He's on the way out of the weight class. Teofimo ain't really like been at 140 for too long. He's a smaller guy. Like, I think this is a fight where it's like the matchup would be even. You know what I'm saying? Both guys at 140, and it makes sense.
Brooklyn boys.
Right.
And speaking of that, you did say earlier in the interview that you don't really care what people think, but there's only basically 3 world-class, you know, New York fighters: you, Shushu, and Edgar. I mean, that can't be all the way true. You gotta wanna like impress the New York fans. You gotta care what they think. I've interviewed you a couple of times. You know, the admiration to be in this sport is highly important for most boxers. You want to sort of correct that a little bit, or you really don't?
I don't got impressed. I'm impressed my city already. I won the championship back.
All right.
No fighter done it in the past 10 years. That's impressive in its own. So every time in this generation of fighters coming up, every time a fighter step foot at Masquerade Garden, they wasn't representing the city as a world champion. That's no shade to no fighter. It's just that I'm the fighter that went out there and put in the work and earned it the hard way. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't given to me. So I stand on that loud and proud. I feel like I represented the city. When I went out and fought for the title, and I said I'm bringing it back, I brought it back. I brought the championship back. So I think that in its own is already impressing everybody. It's just time to celebrate now, and we party together June 14th. It's time for New York to come in the building and see what whoever wasn't watching, whoever wasn't supporting. Now that I guess they'll be there supporting now. So, you know.
I forgot.
Hey, Richard.
Speaking of Edgar Berlanga, he's going back and forth with Shakur Stevenson. He's saying he's the king of New York, but I thought you were the king of New York. So who's the king of New York?
I mean, I don't want to like be all young. I want Edgar to say that it's lit. Let's compete. We men. That's what we're supposed to do. It's a beautiful time. We come from nothing. Me and Edgar was just both staying at what projects was that? Baruch projects and Lower East Side together. I used to be playing the game on the headset with him. Like, yo, I'm out there with a chop cheese. He's like, yo, give me one, bro. I'm gonna meet you downstairs. So now we at a point in our career we're at the top level. And so it's fun. He the king of the city. He believe that I'm the king of my city. So this is the time we go back and forth with that. So it's dope. Like, I don't take that personal. I know he don't take that personal. it's all about, we're gonna keep saying we the king of the city till the people say it. Like, who's really the king of the city, so, you know?
And Richardson, Jay with Sportbox TV official. And on that topic, who do you think should be main event since Berlanga and Shakur are going back and forth?
It's not about who should be main event. It is what it is. You know, you can't stop what people want to do with their promotional bring magazine. I don't know, but whatever they want to do, they want to make Edgar the main event. They want to make Shakur the main event. It really don't matter. I don't care about who's the main event. I'm gonna be there supporting both fighters.
Okay, and as far as back to Tio and last weekend, what did you see in his arsenal that you could capitalize on?
But I see his arsenal. He's a good fighter. Tio's a special fighter. You know what I'm saying? When I look at Teofimo, you see like he's a very good fighter. Make a lot of mistakes though. Showboats a lot. You know what I'm saying? I think that he's a guy that it seems like his corner sends him out there with his talent more than with strategy and intuitiveness. You know, it's more of a like. I think they said that he looked so great versus Barboza, but I really don't think Barboza was taking a lot of punishment that fight. It wasn't like a dominant performance. I just think he was doing more in every round. You could tell he was the better fighter every round. And I watched the fight over and over and over. So, yeah.
And as far as the rest of the landscape at 140, let's say hypothetically you can't get Teofimo, between Cuello and Gary Antoine Russell, who do you think will give you a tougher fight?
Both fighters are tough. Both fighters are different styles. Gary, obviously, me and him have history. He beat me before in the amateurs. Cuello, I never fought him. But at this level, every fight is hard. So I'm not here to say who would be harder, who would not be harder. It don't matter what I say. It's just they're at the top level for a reason.
Richardson, when you had the conversation with your team, I mean, was there a strategic reason as to why you took the fight with Kambosos? Because a lot of people argue, look, it's a low reward, high risk fight. If it doesn't go your way, obviously, it's damaging to your career. But if you don't dominate, people are going to critique you and this and that because of the level of Kambosos, as what you said. Was there a strategic reason as to taking this fight?
I mean, he's the guy. How can I criticize him? He's my former undisputed champion, the guy that beat Teofimo Lopez. We couldn't get Teofimo Lopez, so I got the guy that beat Teofimo Lopez. So people just don't know about boxing. People just, you know, they try to downplay Kambosos. But I could call him a bum because I can step up there and fight. I can say that because I'm in the gym. I'm doing these sparring. So I could call a fighter a bum. But people that don't know about boxing, that just come to watch. He's the guy that's beat the guy that's been crazy, which is Teofimo. So I think that as long as I get it done, it don't matter. But this guy, he's at the top level for a reason. He made millions in the sport for a reason.
So you've accomplished a lot, you know, you're the champ, like you mentioned, you beat the guy that beat that guy. Tell me, do you feel that in the boxing world, respects your skill level the way it should? And do you think that your fight with Kambosos is going to set you, you know, on top?
Those who know me know what's in front of them. You know, like the beautiful lady right here. She's been in the gym in Colorado. She watched me spar. She seen me in the ring with Terrence. She seen me in the ring with Terrence Crawford and Shakur. So there's certain people that watch and they know, like, you could have seen from years ago, he's going places. Like, he has a future. So people that don't know, they don't know what they're watching. And I've been trying to set this why I keep trying to tell the world, like, I'm on that level. Like, I'm screaming over and over. I'm on that level. Like, I'm at a high level of the sport. Like, my patience in the ring, my decision making, the things I do in the ring. You can tell I've been around, grown up, not a lot of fights. A lot of that stinks to Shakur Stevenson. Being in the ring with that kid since like a young kid, having to think, make adjustments every sparring session. It rose my game to a whole different level. You know, so I think a lot of boxing world don't talk about me like they talk about the Keyshawn's and the Boots Ennis and this. They kind of say he's good, but they don't highlight it. But I feel like I beat a lot of top level competition. I think out of the fighters that's not on there yet, like the young fighters like Teofimo and the Devin Haney's, the fighters that's like I think like me, Keyshawn, and Boots is kind of right under that. I feel like I have the best resume, and I feel like that's just what it is.
Last question, guys.
Interesting. AV Boxing News, as you mentioned that, you know, you're in gyms and you're working with Bud Crawford, how you just mentioned. Do you think your reputation in the gym and the good work that you put in the gym carries into the boxing world with you, fighters maybe avoiding you, or, you know, maybe not trying to fight you?
Alright, and let me clear what I just said. I said I got the best resume. I'm not saying these guys haven't went out there before and put on better performances than what they did or what they be. I'm just saying I feel like I fought top competition for as much fights I have right now. But I'm sorry, ask that question again.
You know, as you mentioned that, you're in the gym, you put in the work, you spark out with what Crawford, Keyshawn Davis, different, elite fighters of today. Do you feel that your reputation and the work that you put in the gym, for those who have saw you in the gym, you think that carries into the fight world, with fighters that may not want to fight you or maybe avoid you?
No, I don't think fighters avoid it because they don't believe it. They ain't gonna believe it till the fighters still look at me like he's like it's something soft about him. Or they talk like it's something like I don't know. Like, whenever I get in front of these guys, like even when I was hearing the Imperial at the last fight, he was talking as if like it's like do he really know what's in front of him or like? But he gave me vibes from training, but the way he's talking is like the respect wasn't there. Like, and I was just like. You gotta know what's in front of you. I think George, he knows what's in front of him. After doing that face off and talking to him, like I'm reading him, he know the type of level I am. He know what type of fighter that he's in front of. But I don't think fighters are avoiding him because of that.
One more, before you go, you're a pretty big guy, especially for this weight. Can you just walk the audience, generally how you lose weight, what's your meal plan, how do you get down? I've seen you before, you walk around probably about 180.
Yeah.
Not 160, maybe like 160, right?
No, I mean,
You still gotta get down.
Yeah, I mean,
Walk through
I
your
still
diet
understand,
and
yeah.
anything else like that, you know, just to get some inspiration for some fellas. There's a lot of overweight reporters who talk about the sport. So, you know, give them some inputs.
I don't think that you know, it's not really hard for me to lose weight because I stay in the gym. I
Okay.
stay dedicated to my craft. And it's all about hard work, you know, just putting in the work. I train relentlessly in the gym, you know. I'm a guy that I train very, very, very hard. So the weight ain't really hard for me. The rounds of sparring, the miles I'm putting in the roll, the rounds I'm hitting the bag for, how long I'm hitting the bag for. So it's not really hard. Only time it's really hard to lose weight is when I'm training somewhere cold. When the gym is like cold, it's hard for me to get weight off. But like if the weather's nice, like it's easy. My weight come off easy. So it ain't nothing like it ain't a science to what I do. I still eat good. I still snack, eat
What do you
chips.
eat? What do you eat when you're in camp?
I just have my chef cook. I eat whatever I want: lamb chops, steak, chicken, fish, quinoa, rice, brown rice, white rice, whatever. But he just cook it a certain way with a certain salt that it ain't putting that much weight. But I don't starve myself. Weight ain't hard. I don't feel like I'm in the need to 147. But obviously the time is there. I do want to feel. I want to say comfortable, but I want to feel like, you know, like weight ain't like a goal for me. Weight is still a goal to make for a fight. You know what I mean?
Africa, we haven't had nothing dominant out the city in a long time. You the one?
Of course, I'm the one that brought the championship back. I feel like people say I'm out of one. Bringing the championship back in boxing, that's not every fighter dream of. You know what I'm saying? Climbing through the ranks, so I just feel like I am the one. It's like, damn, you win a championship, you still gotta prove yourself. Like, you win another championship, you still gotta prove yourself. And it's just like, it is what it is. I understand. Like Andre Ward said, you do it once, do it again, do it again, do it again. So it is what it is.
We're here
Last
for it.
question right here.
Hey, Richardson, J with Sportbox TV. So just wanted to ask you about a statement that Rolly Romero recently said about boxers being overpaid and how he feels that it's messing up the sport. He says some boxers are just there to survive because they already know that they're going to have another paycheck after because another fight is set up. What's your take on that, and how do you feel about Rolly's statement?
I mean, I get it. I get what he's trying to say, but I can't say that. He's saying like fighters ain't fighting as hard. I think that's something that makes my motherfucker fight hard if you know that check he win is gonna be life-changing money or hefty money for him and his family. So he's saying fighters ain't fighting hard or they not giving it all. I feel like I get what he's saying because it can be like, oh, this guy's just going through the motions and getting ready and just trying to, you know, get a victory. I get it, but it's still, I can also see a fighter waking up. But I get what Rolly is saying. I think that fighters nowadays are like looking at they're at a certain level and the hunger is not there. And that's just what it is. It happens in the sport over and over, time after time. You get to a certain level and it's hard to keep up. What comes the temptations, what comes with being a champion, and what comes with the money and the fame. So I think those are the most obstacles that any champion in boxing have to like reach to. So boxing just have to be something you're passionate about and love, and competing has to be something you're passionate about. So that's what it boils down to. It really don't. It's really just the fighters, you know.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Smash my like button. He's already in here hating on Devin. He's already doing it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had nothing big up the city because of fucking Mike Tyson. We had that and a bunch of near misses.
All four of y'all hands were right. Y'all all four when they did.
Oh, shit. I thought you had a clear shot.
I left my damn stick in the damn car. I'm mad as fuck. I got the same one and I left it in the damn. I got all the way over there. I said, oh shit.
Are you joking?
Yeah. Now we all gotta cut that point out.
It's from the Bronx.
Extra work.
My mother was
What about?
Rochester.
Okay. Co-op.
Oh yeah, but the stores and stuff over there.
Yep. My shit's so bootleg, I got this shit sitting up on a damn chair. I left the damn stick in the car. Crazy unprofessional. Who y'all got? You got Brooklyn or Australia in this. What y'all got? Brooklyn or Australia? High risk, low reward. I actually think this fight gonna be better than most people think. We're gonna see. Smash the like button, share the video.
It was you.
Yes, over there, see you guys.
Hello. Who y'all got? Accurate said Richardson about to box his ears off. Probably. Yeah, Kambosos being big fights. Yeah. The experience, you got to give it to George. But, I don't know. Well, here come George. Hold on, let me put this back up here. Oh, shit.
Wait till we come around to the second time.
How excited Andre Gomez calling that boxing? How excited are you to be back here where you won all these titles, the lineal lightweight championship, now you're back, another chance for a championship. How excited are you?
I'm very excited, very motivated, and a big smile when I walked in here because the last time I walked out, I shocked the world and took all the belts back home and changed Australian boxing history that night. So to come back again as a big underdog against the guy who is from here, brash, feeling himself right now, very familiar.
Yeah, Wilson, you guys do a face off? Did you face him off already?
No. Yeah, but we had a few things to say back and forth on the table, and yeah, it was good. Look, we're going to say things, he's going to say things, but to be honest, yeah, to me, I respect him, and I think he respects me, but there's a lot of competitive nature to both two guys that want to win, but I make a lot of sacrifices to catch that feeling again, and like I said to him, this is not really about the belt. I've got all the belts at home. It's not about making money. This is about proving my legacy and doing it again and catching that feeling again in a place that I've already created so much history.
George, Drew Titan, do you consider this your second home since you won big here last time? And do you have any jitters coming back here to try and make another statement?
I do consider this my second home. You know, I've had 2 great wins here. I beat Mickey Bay here in 2019,
Mhm.
Tiffany Lopez 2022, and here we go again, Hitchens, obviously June 14th. So no jitters. Like I said, you know, there's no real pressure on me. I feel exactly the same I was for Lopez. There was really no pressure on me, and I get to be free and come in and do exactly what I love to do, and I love to fight.
Can I make a suggestion? Do your ring walk, the Road Warrior, Mel Gibson.
Okay.
Throw on some guard.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah.
That's what you are. You're a Road
I'm a
Warrior.
road warrior, and I fight best when I'm a road warrior.
Yeah.
I fight best when I'm away from my comfort zone. I've only ever lost, of course, to Devon Haney Lomachenko in the comfort of fighting in Australia, fighting during the day at 1 o'clock because of the time difference with the American broadcast. Never lost anywhere outside of Australia. So I had great victories in America. I think 7-0 or 6-0 in the US. Fought all over the world, and you know, they're character building moments. I've been here many times, and this will be legacy again on June 14th. And June 14th, like I said to him, and kind of surprised him, June 14th is a good day because it's my birthday as well. So,
All right.
Saquon Jones with the Boxing Voice. I actually was in Australia at Marvel's Stadium and covering the fight for the Boxing Voice before it gets painted the first time. There seems to be a more, there's a transformation or maturity to you now after those 2 defeats and the one to Lomachenko. Can you just walk us through, you know, how the brashness is almost gone and more like, you know, a desire to get back on top is now seems to be, you know, your new way of life, it seems like.
yeah, I'm very motivated. For me, I don't need to sit here and we saw with that the Haney fight. You know, when you're champion, you pulled off a big victory, and everybody is up your ass pretty much. Of course, you know, you gotta start to grow. And that's how it was. You saw me calling him a rat and saying things that I should not said, but that's you know, in the midst of the war, you know, things happen. But at this point in my career, you know, I'm driven by legacy, driven by catching that feeling, driven by doing this for the love of the sport. It's not really anything else. And shocking the world again. It's a mature Kambosos, a seasoned Kambosos, a guy who has so much experience. Like I said to him, he's had 1 championship fight. I've had this going on my 6th championship fight, 12 rounds up to 12 rounds. So I feel good at this weight. Obviously my goal, my motivation is to become a 2-division champion. And June 14th, God willing, I will be victorious again.
Kambosos, AB Boxing News, you know, how do you feel at this weight at 140 pounds, and what did you take from the Lomachenko into this fight?
Yeah, I took from the Lomachenko fight that was 1 fight too long at 135, and I could see that looking back at it, Lomachenko, who's not the biggest guy in the world, was bigger than me, he looked bigger than me, and you could see that I had sucked myself down too much. And again, with that rehydration clause of 140, 145 with IBF at 10 pounds. You know, it's hard work. It's not easy where you make a weight the morning, obviously, the day before the fight, and then that night we had to do another 10 pounds. Then we had to go fight 12 o'clock or 11:30. So you got to be up at like 7 a.m. getting ready to go fight a guy like Lomachenko. So yeah, look, I took a lot from that fight, that lesson. Again, it's Lomachenko. This is an all-time great Hall of Famer, and I know my buddy Hitchens was trying to disrespect him, say that he's better than Lomachenko and Lomachenko ain't shit. And Lomachenko is a Hall of Famer, all-time great, and I've got a lot of respect for him. So I learned a lot from that. I feel fantastic at 140. My last fight against a very tough and dangerous guy who had just come in. Obviously, he was fit and ready. He was about to fight in 2 weeks. 15 knockouts out of 16 victories. Big puncher, strong, nothing to lose, no pressure, and that gave me a good fight. But you could see how dynamic I was. I was very sharp, very explosive, until obviously the cut. Clean shot, quite had me thinking, you know, oops, this could affect the big fight. So yeah, we got through, touched the the water at 140, and here we are now again.
So the explosiveness you feel like you got carried.
Well, when Kambosos came to America and everyone was talking about him, obviously sparring Manny Pacquiao, and who's this guy? And people started to watch, and they said 3 or 4 punch combinations in and out, moving, and then that kind of diminished. You start to pick where did that go? Obviously, had a hell of a fight with Lopez, but the older you get, the harder it is with weight. It slowly, that was diminishing and I was less output. So now at 140, we saw it in my last fight, more output, more chances, not worried about taking a shot and coming back, and that was the old Kambosos. So it's safe to say he's back. You see it?
Jay with Sportbox TV official. Actually, keeping it on the topic of Pacquiao, what are your thoughts on his return, actually?
Yeah, it's surprising. Obviously, I know Manny very well. He's a true competitor. He's a guy that if you put something in his head, and obviously to create more history, he's a guy that's going to give everything and try his best. That's what Manny. One thing I always learned with Manny is give 110% and try your best no matter what. So yeah, he's going to give it his all. Again, you can't beat Father Time though. Father Time's is hard, and it was very hard watching him fight Lucas. You could see it, and then watching the exhibition he had with the Korean guy or the Japanese guy in last year. It was hard to watch. I know Manny. I know the man that I was sparring. I love that guy. So, but again, he's a legend, and if he turns it on, and he can still do it.
Absolutely, and also, so the plans, if everything goes well against Hitchens, would be Tio. Now, seeing Tio's last fight, is that the same Tio that you fought, or are there differences in the fight game, and how do you think that you would do against him coming up after this?
Look, my mindset, of course, there are bigger plays here, but my mindset is on Hitchens. I can't sit there and speak about anyone else who I'm going to fight next. I'd be crazy to do that. Let him do that. Let him say he's going to fight this guy and that guy after Kambosos. I'm focused on Hitchens. Give me 14th. After that, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I might go back on my big boat and start a ferocious fishing vlog and catch big fish like you would have seen me doing. I might go do a UFC fight. Who knows what I'm
What Tio was saying about him almost dying after the fight, does that sort of taint your victory?
Look, that's just bullshit. That's just him. He was screaming his head off when he walked into the arena and kill you, Kambosos, and you look in tremendous shape. But like I touched with Hitchens just before, people will hear him say about certain things, and we've never seen any proof. We've never seen nothing. If that happened to me, here's the proof. But if there was some proof, mysteriously, he used to say that right hand and he took his head off, didn't rip his whatever. That's all bullshit. That's all lies. But I touched on it before. Do people forget I live in Australia? I have to travel from Australia to America, back and forth 3 times. And in the midst of doing that, we had the hardest quarantine rules in the world. 2 weeks living in a hotel. He was there, my father. I was there. 2 weeks, no training, just sitting there waiting while he's back to training, feeling good. Then, having my wife pregnant, getting told that we've got to get on that plane because of obviously the Trilla issues. Gonna miss the birth of my kid. All of a sudden, things are going wrong with that. We stayed for the birth of my kid. Beautiful, I have a son. At the exact moment, my grandfather passes away. We're gonna bury my grandfather. Enjoy my son. Prepared to go fight the undisputed champ of the world. Come back to America and beat this guy in his hometown as a 13-1 underdog. People don't hear that. I don't sit there and parade about it like he does. He parades about his supposed this and that. Be a man, you lost.
He's just a sore loser.
I beat you.
Hey George, they misspelled your name on the post out here. They misspelled your name on the post out here.
That's cool, man. Like for me, like they can disrespect me. I've been disrespected before, but I know where I've been. The fans know where I've been. Undefeated, 18, 19 and 0. Fuck the 0. I'd rather lose my 0 to a guy like Haney or Lomachenko fighting the best of the best, because I know what kind of competitor I am, true champion. That's what the fans want. That's what the media wants. The 0 doesn't matter, but if we get the best fights happening right now, who's going to be the winners? Fans, media, boxing, sport, fighters, because they're going to be wanting to take a chance and fight the best. So that's how I am.
George, question. You share the ring with champions like Lopez, Haney, Lomachenko. How does Richardson Hitchens compare in terms of skill and danger?
It's hard to tell right now because I have not fought him. But from what I have seen, we study him, very much. We see the way he fights. To me, he fights like a guy that, and he said it in our face-off, just then, our one-on-one. He fights like a guy that just has to do what he has to do to win the fight. If for me it's been super boring. So be it. Now, I look at Lopez, Haney, I've just seen the second fight, come to fight, and Lomachenko, and again, a guy like myself, come to fight. I come to give the fans, win, lose or draw, bloodied up, stitches all over my face. I come to give the fans the best fight. And like I said to him, this is your homecoming. Come and make a point. Come and fight. If you're gonna run, yes, we've got some tricks up our sleeves too. We've seen that style before. We know our mistakes. We know how we feel. Now at 140. So yeah, look, we'll see after June 14th. I can make that analysis of where he stands out of the only guy that's really fought everybody, and that's George Kambosos.
And the training camp, will it be in Australia or here in the
No, in
US?
Montreal. I've already been training out there, part 2 of training camp. But the best thing that's been about this fight, Kambosos usually has a fight and then goes 9 months, 10 months, and then comes back against another big name. But I fought only 6 weeks ago, 12-round fight, had a 3-month great training camp, and now straight back into it. I'm in shape, I feel good, I'll fight right now, 12 rounds, whatever, no problem. So training camp is in Montreal, got my whole team with me, got some fantastic sparring partners, and we're doing everything we can, sacrificing away from my kids, my family, my comfort, and even though I get noticed anywhere in the world and get noticed in Montreal, at least it's not as crazy as being in Australia.
Yeah, George, Johnny Boy Boxing at Fight Hub. I just had a question. You said earlier that this is your second home. You feel comfortable in New York. Richard Henson says that he's the king of New York. If you beat him, are you the new king of New York and king of Australia?
Oh shit.
Well,
I'm from New York, you can't give that out.
We've heard that before. That I've heard that in 2021 that we had a king of boxing, king of New
Well,
York.
you called yourself the emperor.
The emperor's coming back.
The emperor's back.
But what's a king to an emperor?
The emperor of New York.
When I beat him, the emperor returns.
Champ, do you still feel that same hunger? Because the last time you were here, you were fighting for all those titles. You won them. You made a lot of good money in your career. You still feel that same hunger as the last time you were here in England?
Yes, that hunger is undeniable. I wouldn't be here. I turned 32 June 14th. I wouldn't be here wasting my time. I've got a good life. I have every belt. I go downstairs in my house. I've got all the belts, and my kids get to see them. And people get. No one in Australia has that. I've made a lot of good money. God bless. But for me, it's more than all that. For me, it's that legacy. Coming back and beating this guy and doing it again. And I say, you know what? Kambosos stamped him in the Hall of Fame. He fought the best. He beat these guys. He did it on his terms, and that's what he's catching that feeling. Fighters, especially guys that have been there and done it, and now obviously getting a bit older, they're trying to catch that feeling again, and that's what I feel good. I feel really good. I feel great at this weight, sharp, very explosive, hitting very hard, and God willing, June 14th is going to be a great victory again for my career.
Kambosos, I like that you mentioned about your pictures and gets on the bicycle. You guys have a plan for that. Now we just saw William Scope versus Canelo. Speaking of another champion, what you did to Canelo to support a guy like Scope make the fight easy.
It's Canelo Alvarez, who am I to sit there and give him advice? Yes, look, he's been undisputed and twice, and I feel that I was undisputed. Politics, some 50% say yes, 50% say no. But yeah, maybe I was watching Canelo and Danny Jacobs, a couple of days ago, studying that fight after his recent fight, that movement and what he did in that fight and the way he cut the ring off. And
My bad, y'all.
that's the Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one. It was a weird week, but again, it's Canelo Alvarez, and who am I to give him any input?
Last question right here.
George, what mental edge do you believe you bring into this fight that Hitchens has never seen before?
I've got that championship caliber. I've been there time and time again. I'm a hungry, warrior, that will, that heart to win this fight. For me, I feel that Hitchens, good fighter, great fighter, whatever you want to call it, hasn't been proven yet. He won his championship against another Australian guy, and he hasn't fought the big names that he can say that he's done this in sparring and he feels like he's that, and he feels like he's going to be the king and the best in boxing, but he got to show it in the ring, and we'll see how much heart he has. We saw it in the Lemos fight. We see certain glimpses of him, and then we see what style he brings. So a different kind of fighter, different kind of person. But I'll tell you what, there is two competitive guys, coming to give it their all. New York is in for a treat, the boxing world is in for a treat. So no disrespect there. This is going to be a hell of a fight. God willing, he comes to fight, and if he doesn't, like I said, we've got our tricks and aces up our sleeves. We learn from our lessons.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
I can talk to you guys all day. But I've got a flight to get back to Montreal.
Yeah, good point.
Thanks, George. Thank you, man. She's quite with you.
Anyway, man. You told Shakur to take 25%. That was funny as hell.
Yeah, he should have.
That was late.
He should have.
That was funny as hell. See?
Now we've got some other shit.
Y'all gonna take 25%.
We got escrow money sitting now with Hitchens and George.
Say it one more time. Take 25%.
You should have taken 25%, but you know what? Just keep taking 25%. Come on, we love this guy.
Should have took it, Shakur.
His dad was
25%.
almost, I'm his manager. But I manage a few other guys too. Imam Katayev, got him in a Merrell fight. Huge.
Take 25%. All right, brother. Where I know you from? George. I follow you on the ground.
No, well,
Nose hunter? Huh? Nose hunter? I do. I'm so sorry, brother. I'm sorry.
What's your IG?
Drew Titan LLC. It's private, but you know, you send me a
Send me a DM so I can get it.
Got you.
Yeah,
I'll do it. Yeah.
thank you.
I'm going to this. I'm going to this. I'm definitely going to this. The experience, you're going to give it to George. But Africa is going to rise to the occasion because he's fighting at home. But whatever Africa got is going to get brought out. So we're going to see, man. This is not going to be a walk in the park. It's not going to be easy. You know what I mean? So we're going to see what's doing. What's your social media?
Miss Boxing Baby the Queen.
I know you. Miss Boxing Baby the Queen. Yeah. I know you. All right, guys, I'm gonna end this. You already know what time it is. Bronx on deck.